The DCEU has been struggling for the longest time, trying to keep up with the standards that Marvel has set throughout the years. With all of the failed films that they've been putting out, along with some really weird plot choices. Save Martha! Hopefully with the upcoming Aquaman and Shazam films, they'll be able to bring themselves back to their feet. And apparently now they're saying that they need a Joker origin film to be thrown into the mix. Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Joker, and today we're going to be talking about the new Joker movie, and is Joaquin Phoenix going to knock it out of the park? So it's been news for about a week now that we finally got our first official look at Joaquin Phoenix as the new Joker in this unnamed origin film. Now to anyone that knows Joaquin Phoenix, he does a really good job of playing crazy. He just really knows how to play a broken character. So I have no doubts that picking him for the role was exactly the right choice. However, with the recent makeup reveal that was shown, I'm not exactly sure how I feel about the look, even though I know it's probably not the set look he's going to have in the film. So with the release of the makeup test, it makes you wonder what exactly are they wanting to do with this Joker origin film that's going to make it different from other Jokers. So with certain lights, camera angles, and some breakdowns, we can take a look at some of the stuff we've seen so far. So let's go through some of these pictures and talk about what I see when I look at these and what I would like to see out of this movie as a whole. So here we have the look that came out from the makeup test, and there's just a lot going on that I'm looking at. I do like that the hair is green. I like the long green hair that they have going. And a lot of the makeup choices that they're going for is very reminiscent of Heath Ledger's Joker in the Dark Knight series. However, the only things I'm not really liking about this right now is that looking at this picture when it was released like this, he does look like a clown, which yes, the Joker is a clown. However, with this makeup choice, it really just looks like he's more of a something out of American Horror Story. That I'm getting that kind of vibe from it, or some weird like circus horror film click. He doesn't really look like he's the Joker or he's fitting into that universe very well. However, I know that this is an origin film, so maybe that's what he's supposed to look like right now. Now, we do have a lot of these pictures from what looks to be like a subway station with him wearing a rather different looking suit. Instead of the traditional purple we're seeing a nice dark, more burgundy color. And this is what I think about the whole clown aspect of this, is that from what we've seen, it looks like he's actually playing a clown. That maybe he's like a birthday clown or something like that. And this makes it look a whole lot better. Like from seeing a full frontal picture, like seeing the whole costume and everything, it looks a lot better. You know, like when they first, for example, when they first announced the Jared Leto Joker, I was really pleased with the design for a little bit. When we had the idea of him having all just covered in tattoos, he looked like a SoundCloud artist. No, I wasn't about it. I thought that was the dumbest shit ever. When they released photos of him actually wearing like clothing, it looked a little better. However, it did not stick the landing, and it's probably one of the worst portrayals of the Joker we've ever had. So now my only concern is, with how bad that went, what are they going to do differently with this Joker to make up for that? Right now, the makeup looks a little odd, and I'm wondering if that's going to change later on, because it sticks with the whole red, yellow, green, blue makeup. I don't exactly know how I'm going to feel about that, considering we're so used to seeing him in that green-purple color scheme. What I'm also finding interesting is that we're seeing pictures of him that aren't in makeup, which leads me back to think that, is he actually like supposed to be a performance clown at a circus, or like for birthdays or something like that, and then by day, you know, he's just a normal-looking guy. However, the look they're giving him in this movie, he just looks like a really creepy dude in general. Like he still has the long hair pulled back. He's overall just really creepy, and he's playing it really well, but it looks like a guy you don't want to like be alone with in an alleyway. And I'm wondering if this is going to kind of play out and they're going to tell a story very similar to The Killing Joke, where, you know, maybe the Joker had a family and a job that didn't work out before he became the Joker. And I only believe the whole clown aspect because this picture was recently released, and there's a video that goes along with it of him talking on the phone in the phone booth. So in the scene, it appears he's talking on the phone, and apparently something happens because he seems very upset afterward. He drops the phone down, he kind of like leans his head on the glass, and he like ends up like sliding off the glass front, and the wig comes back. So I'm wondering if like this is something similar to The Killing Joke, where, you know, he got news that his wife was killed in something in the apartment that they had, and this is going to be something similar to that. Maybe he's out on a job and he gets a call saying, you know, maybe it's a wife, or maybe it's kids, maybe it's a whole family, gets in some kind of accident maybe, and that's what happens. Like he's all alone now, like he doesn't have anyone. His job is terrible, like his whole family is killed or something happens to them. So now he ends up being this completely torn apart man that dresses like a clown. And if they do something to that degree, I think that's really cool. I mean, you know, having an origin story that plays out like that, that's a pretty solid one, you know. We never really knew exactly what happened in the Joker's backstory because they never really had a solid one. From what I've seen and what I've asked people about, they seem the origin story that came out with The Killing Joke is the best one. We don't know any more about the movie besides the fact that it's supposed to release on October 4th of 2019. And while I am looking forward to the film, there are a few concerns that I have. My biggest concern goes back to the beginning of this video when I made the comment that he looks a little bit more like the Heath Ledger style Joker. Now, I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but my concern is that are they trying to recreate Heath Ledger on screen? I personally think that every rendition of the Joker should be different per actor, and it should be their own persona. But it really looks, besides, you know, color details, that they've really tried to just recreate Heath Ledger's Joker because that was the Joker we had before Jared Leto, and it did such a great job before his untimely passing. And now that they had Jared Leto's Joker that didn't seem to do very well with the audience at all, they're trying to go back to what worked before when creating Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. Now again, there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't think that making a carbon copy of what we've already seen is the best choice to go with right now. However, why I don't think it would be smart to do this, I do think it would be kind of cool if it played as an origin story for the Joker for the Christopher Nolan series if they wanted to do that. Because right now, the look already looks relatively similar. He's not deformed from falling in the acid vat like we typically see him when he's completely white from head to toe. However, in this case, he is wearing some form of makeup, and maybe this is before he even gets the scars. I'm not hoping that this happens at all, but if it did, I think it would be pretty cool to play out properly. Because apparently he's going to be having different forms of makeup throughout the movie as far as we've been told. So the main one we've been seeing so far with the large smile and the blue tint, I don't think that's going to be constantly the look he's going to have throughout the entire movie. And as this is an origin story, we've already seen, you know, from origin stories of every superhero, their costume changes constantly throughout the movies. But if this is an origin film and they want to do it right, I really think we need to see the Red Hood. One of the most famous characters that came after the Joker was the Red Hood, which is what the Joker was originally before he became the Joker. And seeing as he's just casually wearing face paint right now, it would make much more sense if after the death of a family that could happen in this movie, he ended up getting tied in with the mob or someone to end up having to make more money and ends up pulling off the heist as the Red Hood and ends up falling into the vat because of Batman and becomes the real Joker that we all know. Now, if you're going to try to play out the movie in that way, perhaps maybe because it's so close to the original idea from the comics, perhaps the backlash from the fans won't be as harsh. However, I do feel, unfortunately, that DC is in such a mix right now that they could put out a perfect film to the details that everyone wants to see, and it would still get horrible reviews. So as long as they can bring in some form of an aspect from the comic books that really helps with the details of this origin movie, I think I'll personally like it, and I think most of the audience will enjoy it as well. After all, the Joker is such an iconic DC character and just comic book character in general that you really don't want to end up with the same situation you had with Jared Leto. Now, going back to his costume design for a minute here, I do enjoy the overall look of his costume, but I really do think that if they went more of the Heath Ledger route, it would probably look a little bit better as far as the color goes. Like I said, I don't want you to recreate Heath Ledger on screen, but I do think we should stick with, you know, the casual, the green shirt, the purple like tailcoat, and all that. That makes the Joker iconic. I really don't think that a character that's been around so long, you should really change his color scheme that much. I do think that having the red suit is a good starting point as it is an origin movie. It's a different look, but it's not completely drastic that we're like, whoa, we don't like that at all. However, I would like to see him don his regular purple tuxedo or his purple suit of any kind, especially with the flower lapel pin right here. And I know this is from a makeup test, and I know some of the shots are from the movie that are filming right now, but we don't know exactly if he's going to continue this look throughout the entire movie or if it's going to change periodically. So I'm not trying to bash it too much because I have really high hopes for this movie. I'm going to be keeping updates with this movie for video ideas because I really want this movie to succeed and I really want to be able to give my input on it. I also think that Joaquin Phoenix is a fantastic actor. I've loved him since Signs, and I really think that he's going to do a great job with this movie. But as that is all the information we have right now, that'll be all for this video, guys. Remember, if you like what you saw, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below if you would like more updates on just any movie in general, or if you'd like to see anything else. But until then, and as always, I will see you guys next time.